Honor to welcome each one of you on behalf of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, on behalf of Dr. Rajarao Pagripalli and Professor Dr. Caroline. It's a beautiful moment wherein like-minded people from all over the world have gathered together to deliberate on such a very important topic, wherein we are speaking about building resilient infrastructure, promoting sustainable industrialization and fostering innovation. Yes, we are on the 9th day of World Peace Summit with SDG Goal 9. I, Dr. Seema Negi, along with my co-moderator, Dr. Aruna Vatkar, Managing Director, Harvest Educational Transformation Service, and the founder of NGO Heads Pratishtha India, a hardcore educationist and a social worker, are here to host this event today. And before I begin, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers, Dr. Rajarao Pagripalli and Professor Caroline, for such a mindful initiative. And with this, I hand over this virtual stage to my co-moderator, Dr. Aruna Vatkar, to please take it forward.
Thank you, Dr. Seema, for this wonderful introduction and a warm welcome for all the delegates present here. Namaste, good morning and good afternoon. And yes, my co-host to introduce me, Dr. Seema Negi, who is the Global Goodwill Ambassador, Director, Principal, Sanjivani World School, and a social activist. And yes, thank you so much, Dr. Seema Negi. I will take it on from here. Thank you so much. And yes, next chief guest, Dr. Akhilesh, scientist and innovator, 163 innovations and author of 13 books, chairman and founder, ASRDEEP Group. Yes, Dr. Akhilesh, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very warm welcome to all of you from India. Thanks to Dr. Rajarao Pagripalli, first of all, Chairman of World Peace Summit and Royal Council, and Professor, organizers of SDG. It's a very beautiful program and innovative, you also said that. Myself, Dr. Akhilesh, as a scientist and chairman of ASRDEEP Group of Companies, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. Today, the topic is very innovative, especially if you floated all these things to youths who just come out from their colleges or freshers, entrepreneurs. So just they have to enter into the industry. It is very nice. I will discuss today very basic information about the innovation and industry, and 5 industries I'm just discussing. It's
or 2 are important. Overall, all the 17 goals are equally important for us to achieve the development of a country or a nation. Very, very important. And how beautifully explained the relativity of our Indian gods and goddesses. Yes, that really makes our Indian people will definitely connect to that. That was really good. So let us all, as our chief guest mentioned, let us all use more of natural resources, and the best part was let us all be active and bring actions into our event. And lovely listening to you. And now let me call upon our next chief guest, Dr. Akhilesh, scientist and innovator, 163 innovations and author of 13 books, chairman and founder, ASRDEEP Group. Yes, Dr. Akhilesh, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very warm welcome to all of you from India. Thanks to Dr. Rajarao Pagripalli, first of all, Chairman of World Peace Summit and Royal Council, and Professor Dr. Vijay Caroline, President as well as organizers of SDG. It's a very beautiful program and innovative, you also said that. Myself, Dr. Akhilesh, as a scientist and chairman of ASRDEEP Group of Companies, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. Today topic is very innovative, especially if you floated all these things to youths who just come out from their colleges or freshers, entrepreneurs. So just they have to enter into the industry. It is very nice. I will discuss today very basic information about the innovation and industry, and 5 industries I am just discussing. It's upcoming industry, you say. So which leads to the development of new capabilities across firms, and many displace previous knowledge what we have. The mechanism when we are talking about has drawn the attention on the previous roles what we gone through and determinants. Okay, to what extent this will give rise to a new approach when we are talking about a study of R&D and intellectual property rights, assets, is still a matter of debate every time, especially when we entered into the segment of manufacturing segment, especially because innovation comes directly to the manufacturing part, then it moves to the market. Innovation and industry dynamics are two sides of the same coin. Indeed, the rate and the direction, the technological changes, and determined by the specific characteristics of the industries and economic structure. It completely defined by the innovation, what kind of innovation and at what level of segment you touch. Fine. Like very few examples is the tire industry or the printing industry. They make a benchmark throughout the world. At the same time, the system at each point in time and by the technology is very specific changes they got it. The idea that changes is dominant technological system influences and their behavior of the entire economy. Or you say that it is vice versa also. Through the concept of techno-economic paradigm, and is connected to supernative creative destruction, like the ammunition industry, you see it across the world these days. Very special after the pandemic, we see it in Ukraine and Russia also. Fine. And when we are discussing about a very special issue after pandemic, you say that is against the background and drawing at the European Conference on Corporate R&D and Innovation. We called it Concrete DI. In 2017, the special issue focuses on two main aspects of innovation and industrial dynamics relationships there. The first one is innovation and firms competitiveness. It's very important part, and the policies what we make or the government will make, policies and firms innovations performance. These two aspects make a lot of difference. These two aspects make a lot of impact on the industry, whether it is any industry, power, in pharma industry, in media, everywhere. So that. At this fast growing industrial revolution, we just discussed about 5 new innovative industry where we are working, or it is the top of the world these days. It is going on, or in next 10 years we are talking about that. Growing industry offers exciting opportunities for both startups and large multinational corporations like. Okay. By gaining transactions in up and coming industries, corporations can outmaneuver their competitors and deliver huge profits. When we entered into the corporate segment, they comes at a very large scale and provide a huge job opportunities, as well as money rotation or economic growth, you say that. However, not all the new industries and are hyped in the media will fulfill investors' expectation. Investment is a very core area, and it is also as a core part of any industry, and sometimes the fastest growing industries comes as a surprise to many. Okay, like first, these days we are talking about the battery industry. Decline in battery prices supports electric and energy storage markets. Now you see across the world, but battery based vehicles are coming like anything. India or Tesla is a very good example for that. Almost all the vehicle industry directly comes into it, jump it like anything. Since 2010, there has been a decline of more than 70% in. The reduction in battery cost is driven by the improvements in battery technologies, economic of scale, competitions, and other factors. This downward trends is expected to continue and stabilize on reaching the maximization of industry. You see how it will maximize battery industry. So many top-notch battery industries are in the market. In USA, 20 giga H battery industry is going to start. They were expecting by 2026 they were exporting it across the world. It's a huge development in battery industry, as well as reduction in cost from economics of scale and improvements in technology. We see it across everywhere. Battery is using in every home these days, as well as many low cost battery production facilities are expected, which will further help in driving prices down. By 2020 or 2022, it's 2 years gap, prices are expected to hover around 150 to 160 USD per kilowatt kind of thing, from the current 250 to 280 USD, and it is increasing now in 22 after March. It's a huge change in that industry comes, like you say that that impact is around 7 to 10% completely. Fine. The above trend will reduce electric vehicle cost and paves the pathway for the transition of IC engine vehicle to electric vehicles. In addition to this, the policy supports and changes in consumer behavior. You see all very common example for hand riding rickshaws that will convert it directly to e-rickshaws. It's a very common example to all of us. The consumer behavior are expected to accelerate the adoption of it. However, widespread adoption of electric vehicles is expected to commence once the parity is reached in terms of both price and features, as well as its availability for the consumers. The decline, you say that in this industry, the decline in battery prices is making battery storage more commercially viable. This will to lead the growing integration of renewables with storage options, which will transform the electricity market structure completely. Means you say that this storage system makes a very strong impact on this alternate energy industry. You see every houses these days we have inverters. It's a very common example to all of us. Second industry, we are talking about a plant-based protein offer replacement for meat. Meat industry is one of the largest industry in the world, in which we kill n numbers of innocent animals for the betterment of the world and proper ecosystem or ecology maintenance. This industry just come out. that plant-based protein we developed. Very common examples these days is soya based. The growing concern for heart and cholesterol issues globally lead to a cut in the intake of burgers due to high fat and carbohydrate contents. With changing consumer preferences and increasing health consciousness, companies are focusing on high technology research and innovation for new products development. That's why it's a necessity of the era that this industry will come out with a new technology, and in place of animals we have to use some different part of it. Okay, so it is one of the growing industry which is coming out. One such attempts in meat replacement is the launch of vegan burger, which provide necessary nutrition through plant-based ingredients such as pea protein and soya proteins. Impossible Food and Beyond Burgers are a few of those companies that have specialized plant-based protein burgers without compromising on the sensory attributes. So many companies, NGOs are working behind it. PETA is one of the largest organizations throughout the world who work to save the animals. So this industry works like anything in the future, in next 10 to 20, 50 years. It is working like anything. The pea protein burger that tastes similar to red meat in the right move by companies to gain competitive advantages over existing players. Key players tends to incorporate coconut oil and potato proteins in burgers to attain the firm texture of meat. However, their taste and texture are very much different from meat, which is challenging for these companies. But this sector or this segment, when you're talking about, it is one of the leading industry in the world is going on. Third important segment is security and safety of superhead smart home evolution. It's a very new concept that was established in USA around 2012-13 and implemented by 2015. With more than 25 million smart homes in the entirety of United States till 2017, and that's a huge number is going on by this year. The connected homes market is expected to witness substantial growth over the next 5 years that will extend to 2027 across the globe. Researchers has identified the 5 key segments that are redefining consumers' interest towards integrated connected devices and eventually the smart home concept. That concept is moving across the world like anything. It's a very hardcore technological systems and industry I'm talking about, and it's a new generation, new era technologies which is coming up. Security and safety have emerged as the most prominent factors these days for everybody, which have prompted consumers to opt for connected devices. Like your home is connected with your mobile completely. You can check it out what is going on with your home. Okay. Within the residential sector is the major market. Smoke detectors, remote video surveillance systems, and connected locks are among the most frequent purchased connected device being integrated within the smart home. However, the potential threat of infiltration within the home ecosystem has limited their adoption in developing market. So this industry is one of the emerging industry, and it will float like anything across the world. In Japan, in complete Europe, a certain part of Russia, India also opt this kind of technology, and the smart home concept is going on in certain metro cities already. Security is the most important aspect that influences consumers' preference in the smart home industry, and this leads to security emerging as a paradox for home automation vendors. Innovation and research in the field are expected to be directed towards safeguarding the sanctity of contents. You see, with your laptop or with your mobile, you want that your data must be saved every time. So that is the concern with everybody, with your home also, especially parents. That house or this smart house, which is full by these devices, as consumers are subject to massive resource and monetary losses in case of unauthorized access. That is one of the major concern with smart homes. Fourth one is hydroponics, the next generation farming approach. What we are talking about, the organic farming or new concepts of farming is coming. Technical farming, the word especially the technical farming we use, and in scientific way it describes in hydroponics. Changing climates and weather patterns. We are very much worried about the weather condition, the climatic conditions across the world. And according to the farming approaches, this will be disturbed anytime. Means if rainy season is not there, if rain comes, then all your farmings will be destroyed. So this hydroponics concepts will come. Changing climate and weather patterns, little to no green space in urban areas, along with mass drought and poor food security in developed countries like in USA, in Germany, like these top-notch countries of the world, as well as in developing nations, are some serious emerging problems. As farmers are striving to feed the world with limited natural resources. We know it very well. Full world is completely dependent on farmers. For that, this kind of technology will come out. It is a technology that seems to be the savior of the last resort. This is the slogan we can put it. One of the latest trending addition to the list of technological innovation is agriculture, is definitely hydroponics and aquaponics system that have been gaining momentum and immense popularity in recent years. From growing plants in tents under lights of sourcing the nutrients from fish excreta, new age startups are disrupting agriculture as their newer technology trends emerge. This technology will completely change the agriculture system like anything throughout the world. There are various types of hydroponic systems, but they all are essentially work by pumping just the appropriate quality of nutrients and water directly to the roots of the plants. Hydroponics crops production offers visual improvement in quality and yields, saving on agrochemicals. That is one of the major concern these days. People are moving towards organic farming like anything, and enhanced productivity methods of growth. Controlled environments with optimized condition is like anything, and less water waste makes it an ideal solution for drought borne areas. As the industry evolves, the new techniques are being developed. Hydroponics farming will be seen as an optimal choice to sustain a large proportion of the world's population and to allow third world countries to feed their own people. That is one of the major concern for all across world farmers, because everybody need food and we are completely dependent on farmers. Fifth main topic is mHealth apps help transform the future healthcare. Over the last few years, information technology has successfully penetrated the healthcare spheres. In this era of wireless medicine, developing focused apps to cater to physicians and patients is the need of the hour. Life scan, one touch, Varioflex blood glucose meter, we see it in pandemic situation very well, now enables the patient to share data with the physicians for informed care with the help of Qualcomm Life's medical grade 2net solutions, we called it. Patients and providers are using different mobile health technology that includes mobile health apps, patients portals and telemedicine. It's a very new concept, telemedicine, for improving the medical care of patients and administrative tasks. Mobile health is the part of e-health which uses technology such as computer and mobile app for patients monitoring. Currently there are over 60,000 mHealth apps that are creating across the world with new possibilities for physicians and patients for managing and tracking of health informations. It's a very innovative thing, and in near future, in next 5 to 10 years, you see everybody is dependent on it completely. The major driving forces for the mHealth app is the fast adoption of smartphones in the healthcare industry. This would not be possible without the advancement of 3G and 4G networks. Without that, it is not possible, because these things works completely what kind of mobile network technologies you have. Progressively connectivity technologies and solutions available in the market. The common health mobile app are medical apps, healthcare and fitness app, women's health apps, medical management apps and personal health record apps. Certain examples of mHealth apps are Weight Watcher Mobile, Lose It and First Aids. It's very common these days. Almost everybody who have little concern with healthcare, so they have, you easily found out these apps in their devices. mHealth is the natural evolution of healthcare, as it is creating new opportunities from which many patients interactions will be conducted in the future. We see robotic technology that is already immersed in the operations in many countries. So through the integration of mHealth, the physicians can access the health of the patient and can improve it from a vital role. These are the 5 area, you say that it's an emerging area, and it's a world where so many things is developing, and it's an era new entrepreneurs, new industries will come. And for the freshers, for new generations, for the new entrepreneurs, it's a very good area, very innovative area, untouched area, you say that. And all this comes with a very innovative dynamic scientists that come out with all these technologies, or these 5 major industries. They are the 5 top industries of the world in next 10 to 15 years. Thank you to all of you. If you have any query, you can ask me over here, or you can mail me also anytime.
Thank you, Dr. Akhilesh. That was indeed very, very empowering. Very well you have spoken about how innovation is taking a newer shape, and how right from maximizing battery industry to consumer behavior, change in consumer behavior, plant-based protein, which is the major replacement for meat these days, and smart home, new generation farming, healthcare app. I don't think there is that you have not touched upon. So thank you so much. It was indeed very, very enlightening, and I think each one of us who is there right now and who is watching us through Facebook, they have got to learn so much. So thank you once again. And with this, we move ahead with our next chief guest, that is none other than Melissa Esposito from Italy. She's a passionate educationist and an international speaker.
New generations, for the new entrepreneurs, it's a very good area, very innovative area, untouched area, you say that. And all this comes with a very innovative, dynamic scientists that come out with all these technologies, or these 5 major industries. They are the 5 top industries of the world in next 10 to 15 years. Thank you to all of you. If you have any query, you can ask me over here or you can mail me also anytime.
Thank you, Dr. Akhilesh. That was indeed very, very empowering. Very well you have spoken about how innovation is taking a newer shape and how right from maximizing the battery industry to consumer behavior, changing consumer behavior, plant-based protein, which is the major replacement for meat these days, and smart home, new generation farming, healthcare app. I don't think there is any area of innovation that you have not touched upon. So thank you so much. It was indeed very, very enlightening. And I think each one of us who is there right now and who is watching us through Facebook, they have got to learn so much. So thank you once again. And with this, we move ahead with our next